everyone, how are you guys doing today? If I look a little weird, that's because I've only done my foundation and concealer, a little bit of lipstick and some brows, and we are going to finish the rest of my face using these really inexpensive powders from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I have everything in them. I have two setting powders, I have a blush, I have two different bronzers, and I have a highlighter, and these guys retail for only $2 a piece. I have been using these for a few weeks now, and I think they are really good, and that's why I decided to share them with you today. These come in these like really basic plastic packaging. There is not much difference between how, the blushes versus the bronzers versus the setting powders are packaged. You need to look at the back side and, it'll kind of tell you the name of the shade. However, it's kind of hard to distinguish sometimes between a blush and a bronzer because it really only says what the shade name is. In terms of the setting powders, it does say Prime and Stay setting powder on the back side. Even the outer packaging is a really simple bubble plastic package, you can say. So they have kind of, saved their money on those fronts, on packaging front, and what you're paying is pretty much for the product, and that thought kind of makes me feel good about it. As I said before, in this price category, e.l.f. has setting powders, blushes, bronzers, as well as highlighters. For the setting powders, they have 4 shades, and I am kind of happy that the ones that I have picked up, which is light to medium and medium to dark, are the 2 middle shades, and I'm kind of in between those. So given my skin color, which I think is kind of mid-range in general, if you take the whole skin tone spectrum in mind, it makes me feel good that I am in the middle for these powders as well. So there is a powder for people who are darker than me. There is a powder for people who are lighter than me. Here are the 2 powders. As you can see, they are kind of very sheer. They blend out very nicely. This one is a tad bit darker. This one is a tad bit lighter for me. But this one works very well under my eyes to kind of brighten up that area. And this one works as a really mild bronzer for kind of the periphery of my face. And I really like using these powders. I'm going to take the lighter shade. As you can see, they're very finely milled and they're kind of, powdery in texture. And then I'm going to take the darker shade and go wherever I would normally bronze. As you can see, it is not like significantly dark or anything for me, and it's pretty sheer, so it blends out very well. And I have mixed the two, and that's where I'm going to use on the top of my cheeks. Now for each of the blush, bronzer, and highlighter, they have 3 options each. For the blush, I have the shade Brick Red. It has like a slight sheen to it if you look closely in the pan, but I feel like I really can't see that on the skin, and it blends out really nicely. I really like this color, especially for fall. It's a perfect fall color for blush. See, it's nothing like crazy, but if you want, you can build it up. It picks up very nicely, and I'm gonna build it up a little bit more because we are on camera. And I feel like it doesn't get blotchy and, it doesn't just stick in one spot. I really like these powders. They're very good. I'm gonna go with the highlighter. The shade I have is White Pearl. This is not like the blinding, you can see it from space kind of highlighter. This is going to be a very subtle kind of an everyday highlighter. Just tapping lightly. It's not chunky. It doesn't have any, glittery stuff in it. It's a little bit too much for me, I think. I'm gonna buff this out with my blush brush. It is a very nice, subtle, kind of an everyday highlighter. I like it. And then finally I have 2 bronzers. I have a matte bronzer, and this shade is called Light Matte. And this one has light shimmer to it. It's called Deep. So this is very light, so it can work as a good contour shade for me. So I'm gonna go with that first. Go only in my contour areas. I'm gonna take like a flat e.l.f. brush. Yeah, I usually prefer to not contour my nose, but if I do, that kind of like, I'll do like a really subtle thing with, a powder that is slightly cool toned for my skin tone, but almost close to my skin tone. And then the bronzer, very well. I'm going just under where I applied my blush, closer to my hairline, in my hair actually. So wherever I had applied the slight darker setting powder, I'm gonna bronze my entire forehead because nowadays I'm feeling like this area grabs too much attention on camera and I don't feel too good about it. So that's it. My face is done. Let me know what you guys think about these powders. Have you tried them? If you haven't, I would definitely recommend that, give them a try. I really like how they look on my face. They last pretty much all day and I think they work very well for the cost. Not just for the cost, I think they work pretty well. They're pretty comparable to whatever you'll find in drugstores. These are all talc based, so if you're concerned, you should know that. There is also hexaethyl palmitate, magnesium palmitate in that, which are, palm oil derivatives. So you should know that if you're concerned, and there is dimethicone in it as well. So let me know what you guys think. If you have tried these before, let me know so in the comments. Let me know what you think about them. Even if you think that they are not good, you can let me know. So if you think they are great, definitely let me know. So I always love to hear your opinions. All right, thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.